If you have melasma or hyperpigmentation and you're about to start on hydroquinone, I hope not, or tretinoin, or maybe your dermatologist is recommending a laser appeal, just hit pause on that for just a moment and watch this video because I have a great ingredient that can solve your issue without side effects. Probably tell from my tan that I have been spending so much time in the sun this summer, which I love. I really need to get that vitamin D and I urge you to do so as well. We need safe sun exposure every summer, but only if we are taking all these amazing measures that I'm educating about to build our internal sunscreen. Many people don't realize that you can build internal sunscreen, of course, in addition to external high quality zinc sunscreen. That's how you're going to keep away that, sun damage, UV damage and all that. So today I will be talking about an ingredient that I've been taking in order to minimize any residual damage from excessive sun exposure. So let's get right into it. By the way, I have a discount code for this supplement that I'm taking. I've taken this pretty much every summer for about 3 years now, and I've never really posted about it. So I'm ready to share this secret, and it's phenomenal. It's amazing, really natural, really safe, and I'm going to highlight a study. There are actually various studies about that, but I'm going to give you some information about a great study that I found. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nadia Ben-Shakrun, founder of the Beauty Doctrine, where beauty meets health. I'm also your guide to your healthiest beauty choices. I created this channel and the beautydoctrine.com to bring you the safest options to age reverse without intervention. All right, so let's talk about what causes hyperpigmentation or melasma in the first place, so we know to avoid those triggers before we start correcting, because you can correct all day, you can get all the peels and lasers and tretinoin and all these things that are trying to bleach or fade or renew the skin at the surface. But if you're not avoiding the triggers, you really are not doing anything. You're going to be stuck in this perpetual cycle, which I've seen over and over again. People damaging the skin, risking, sensitivity, further pigmentation without really resolving that root issue or root cause. So the first cause of any type of hyperpigmentation, including melasma, is going to be irresponsible sun exposure. So when I say irresponsible sun exposure, that means, there are times when people are wearing sunscreen that is causing them to have that hyperpigmentation. You're probably going to wonder, like, Nadia lost her mind. Why would sunscreen cause it? Well, it depends on the ingredients. If your sunscreen does not have ingredients that will protect you fully from the sun, then you're going to be having, that heightened risk of hyperpigmentation. So ingredients that might not protect you fully could be an old sunscreen from last year that has chemical sunscreens. So chemical filters are not that effective. They degrade very quickly. So if you've had your sunscreen sitting there in a bottle for several months, it's actually degrading. Its strength might be diminishing. Plus, we're not even talking about the hormonal disruption and benzene and carcinogens and stuff like that. So you got to use a good mineral zinc sunscreen that is going to sit on the surface of the skin and protect you 100%. Other mineral sunscreens won't do that, like titanium, so it's gotta be zinc. I have options that I put on my website that are vetted, that have clean ingredients, and they're strictly zinc that will give you UVA and UVB broad spectrum protection. Now, you could have a perfect filter like zinc, especially if it's tinted. That's a bonus because it's going to protect you from blue light as well. But if your sunscreen has any citrus ingredients, those citrus ingredients interact with the sun and they can cause you to have hyperpigmentation. So always look on your ingredient label and make sure it doesn't have anything that remotely sounds citrus. And so I'm thinking lime, lemon, grapefruit, orange peel, bergamot, neroli. The list is long. There are a lot of citrus fruits out there. or better yet, again, just go to my website and you'll find pre-vetted options. Second cause of melasma is hormonal fluctuations. You probably heard of the pregnancy mask. That's actually melasma. And so any fluctuations of hormones, so if there's an increase, a sudden increase in estrogen or progesterone, that can result in developing melasma. If you're taking birth control pills, sometimes women will see that manifestation of melasma. And so although those hormone fluctuations are the ones responsible for the first trigger, and any excessive sun exposure can aggravate that. The third cause of hyperpigmentation or melasma is blue light. All these screens that we're sitting in front of all day, holding your phone, close to your face, you sit in front of your computer, even overhead LED lights can be triggers. So it's really important to use those screen protectors and also use a tinted mineral sunscreen to protect from blue light, because it's that tint, that's iron oxide generally, that's going to have that additional protection. The next cause of melasma is heat sources. I love sauna. Sauna is phenomenal. Every scientist that now specializes in longevity, I've even seen neurologists, psychologists recently recommend saunas because of this study. It's a 21-year-old study that showed that sauna can reduce all-cause mortality by up to 60%. So it's amazing. The issue with sauna for the skin is that it can trigger that melasma. Heat and the skin, or heat and pigmentation, don't go well together. And that's why I caution against standard sauna, even though it's so good for us. And I have a good solution for you, which is sauna blankets. That's what I use at home. I'll probably add a picture here so you can see my choices. I've used higher dose before. Now I'm using Gravity. I'll link them up for you in the description. If I have a discount code, I'll make sure to include that as well. But I love that type of sauna. It's like a cocoon. You just wear it and you're going to increase that internal heat. And that's how I figured out how to get the benefits of sauna without increasing the risk of hyperpigmentation. I've helped over 10,000 clients over the years, and the common denominator that links melasma and hyperpigmentation to skincare is alpha hydroxy acids, which now you can see in everything. You find them in a moisturizer, you find them in an eye cream, in a brightening serum, or even a peptide serum. They're everywhere. And so it's so important to become your own skin expert, or refer to any of the resources on my website that can help you vet your skincare ingredients. But bottom line, we want to avoid the use of alpha hydroxy acids. So those are mandelic acid, lactic acid, glycolic acid, and the list goes on. You don't want those in your daily products that you wear and go out in the sun, because that's your trigger. I promise I will get to that solution, but I will cover one last root cause. I've suffered actually from this vitamin deficiency, and you do not want to suffer those side effects because they can be very serious. But let's just stay on the pigmentation. And it's B12. If you're deficient in B12, you're really, really susceptible to developing that melasma or discoloration. So don't let yourself get there. I will share in the description the supplement that I've been taking that has a really high amount of B12, and that's been a great help to me, not only in preventing obviously hyperpigmentation, but also in helping resolve all these symptoms that I've been feeling for months with like nerve issues and things like that. And it's not even that expensive. It's super high quality. I adore this brand, so make sure to look for it in the description below. I will link it up for you. Now, let's talk about the star ingredient that nobody ever talks about. It is called, I'll read it, Polypodium leucotomos. It is a phenomenal plant, fern species that's been used over thousands of years. It grows in South America, and I'll read some of the uses. It helps with psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, vitiligo, melasma. So it's phenomenal. Everybody that suffers from any skin conditions that I mentioned should have this in their supplement stack. This study shows that after 60 days of use, those that took this ingredient have seen a much reduced effect of ultraviolet radiation. They showed a lot less cases of sunburn when compared to the placebo group, and reduced skin redness, which is typically a result of excessive sun exposure. A recent double-blind placebo-controlled study led by Dr. Mark Nestor examined the safety and efficacy of oral Polypodium leucotomos extract. Participants took 240 milligrams twice daily for 60 days. The results were impressive. Subjects taking the extract had fewer episodes of sunburn. They showed an increased minimal erythema dose, meaning their skin could tolerate more UV exposure without burning. There was a significant decrease in UV-induced erythema intensity. So that's the reason why I love taking this supplement. And this is not sponsored, by the way. I bought this with my own money. So it's a Hush and Hush Skin Capsule Brighten. It's got a bunch of antioxidants. So obviously you have this ingredient that I've spoken about. I'll link the study as well if you want to go through the entire study. It's really eye-opening, so I really encourage you to do so. But in addition to this ingredient, you'll find that there is a really high concentration of antioxidants and vitamin C specifically from natural sources. And so you have grapeseed extract, you have zinc, which is phenomenal for immunity. You have pomegranate extract, which is anti-aging, as well as a powerful antioxidant that is known to combat pigmentation. So it's a really good blend. There's a bunch of different stuff. Lycopene, I talk about lycopene all the time. I've made a video in the past about tomato sauce specifically, used as an internal sunscreen. It can increase your internal sunscreen by up to 40% if you consume it consistently in the weeks leading up to prolonged sun exposure. So everybody, let's say, who has a vacation planned maybe in August, should start consuming either something like this or increase their consumption of lycopene, which is concentrated in tomato sauce. So lots of pasta. No, I won't be consuming a lot of pasta because there's a lot of carbs, but you get the point. To be consuming foods that use tomato sauce specifically, or simply take a vitamin like this that's really high in antioxidants, lycopene, and our star ingredient, which I'll try to not to mess it up, Polypodium leucotomos extract. Oh, this also has amla and Korean ginseng, another favorite of mine. I very often talk about that ingredient. Amla is actually really high in vitamin C. Ginseng is a great adaptogen that helps with longevity as well as brightening the skin from the inside out. So I will keep this video focused solely on internal sunscreen and internal brighteners. If you're interested in external sunscreen and external ingredients that can help fade that pigmentation topically, there are so many resources on the beautydoctrine.com and products, even a bundle that's created specifically for hyperpigmentation. Anything that can help guide you with your choices, you're gonna find on there. And while on the beautydoctrine.com, look for the courses section. There is one that's specific to hyperpigmentation. That's going to help you understand how to target hyperpigmentation and melasma at a much deeper level. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Don't forget to subscribe.